right, very nice, very evil.
Yeah, that's tag shit.
Free fall as I die through the kaleidoscope in my mind. No rope up to climb. Gotta remind myself that I'm fine. Mama, I don't really.
What up, Tag Nation, and welcome to another episode of Tag Me In, aka TMI. And once again, give a round of applause and a shout outs to Full Metal with that intro, because anytime I hear it, it's just still just amazing. But right now, you got me, one belt Scoot. Yeah, I lost one of my championships. And you got that handsome. Two. It could have been. I could have walked out with no belts, but
should have been.
But
I won't be bitter.
I persevered. But you got this handsome devil to my right down there with Jaeger Bombastic. So fantastic. And just joining us, you got the boy Lip Deasley. Matter of fact, I'm going to put us on the side there. Then you got the boy Lip Deasley just joining. Fellas, how y'all doing today?
That's a good question.
I found out through some fortunate things that in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be going to 3 baseball games, and 2 of them I didn't even pay for.
Fire.
Hey, look, winning is winning, man.
Exactly. Winning is winning.
I was like, Jaeger's up right now, and I'm going to go ahead and knock on wood on that.
Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. All right. Well, like I mentioned, Dizzle, before you got on, as you can see in my name, one belt Scoot. I lost championship back to Juggs, which I am completely fine with, considering I did steal it from him. So he got it back.
Fair enough.
Congratulations, Juggernaut.
For
now.
The tag predictions world is about to right itself.
For now, Juggernaut. Congratulations. Fellas, it has been a very interesting week in wrestling. We had some PLEs. We had kind of a very discreet Peacock and WWE announcement, and of course we had the Knox Pro Entertainment or Knox Pro Wrestling, incident. And you know what? We'll start with the simple first with WWE.
Wait. You guys also forgot that TMZ crowned their first TV champion.
Oh, wait, hold on, wait. Go ahead and explain this, because this is news to me.
It would appear that rocking one belt, and this is with a solid search that I found in the social medias today. One, Elena Black, FKA Cora Jade, has apparently won the first ever TMZ championship.
Interested.
So
I'm kind of interested in how did that come about.
I don't know, but I saw Elena Black's social media, and they just had the belt, and she said, "Your first ever," and I was like, "Oh, okay," and then kept on going.
Hey, all right.
Hey,
there you go.
Been getting a lot of attention in a very short amount of time, and I want to say it's deserved, but at the same time, just don't try to don't try and do everything at once. Take your time. Just please don't crash out. That's what we're trying to hope for. Stay healthy, stay positive. Doing good, but yeah, don't let you jump you.
You saying crash out and jump is going to perfectly lead into the Knox Pro situation, because
I thought it might.
It we'll get back to the Peacock thing, but all right, people, if you are familiar or in the world of professional wrestling, this past week at Knox Pro Wrestling event, incident by Raja Jackson, son of Rampage Jackson, and wrestler Psycho Stu. To kind of walk the full thing, there was a Raja was kind of streaming on Kick the whole time, and there was a moment when before the show, Psycho Stu hit him in the head with a beer can. And Raja was like, what's going on? What's happening? Why did you do that? And I don't know if it was Stu that said it, but somebody was like, are you gonna even sell it? So then
they asked him after he got hit?
Yeah, after he got hit, was he gonna sell that he was just hit with a can?
He was never approached about being part of the match in any way.
Oh, well, hold on. We're going to get there. We're going to get there.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to get there. So, during Psycho Stu's match, we do see, I'm going to just show this image because this is probably the most tame it's going to get. Jackson gets in, hits him with a devastating slam. The slam knocked him out. Then he proceeds to full mount and hit him about a good 20 times unprotected. Eventually, the wrestlers came out, pulled him off. First and foremost, we do want, Stu to have the best recovery because it was word that he lost teeth. He was in a coma for a little bit. Now I guess he's just on that road to recovery. So, the subsequent fallout from this is, there was a moment where there was another wrestler who was telling Jackson he should definitely get his receipt. He should definitely get his receipt. He should pretty much kind of beat the fuck out of Stu or whatever. And hit him as hard as can and this, that, and the third. So all this different footage and all these different things. And of course, we had all these different people coming out having their own piece and thoughts about it. So now to circle back what you just said, Jaeger, no, from the understanding, Jackson was not approached to be a part of this show in that manner. From my understanding, it was just something that just kind of happened on the fly.
Hold on, Loki's crying foul. Apparently, get over here.
It just kind of happened. And we saw that Jackson has been banned from Kick, from streaming. I don't think any criminal charges or anything like that has came up, but it's definitely has, a lot of think pieces with this. Also, another fallout, Nox Pro, which is Rikishi is the president of the company. Apparently, they have been removed from the WWE ID program. So, yeah. All right, gentlemen.
Two things. All right, I'm going to kick this off. Two things. One, it looks like Kick is already kind of burning at the stake right now already because of a whole other situation not related to wrestling. So
I'm unfamiliar, but okay.
Pretty much there was. I can talk to you about it later. I don't know.
Okay.
If that's going to have an issue for us later. But anyways, so as far as Raja getting kicked off a Kick, I mean, it might just be, for lack of a better term, this thing is about to go down anyway, so it doesn't really matter. However, there's 2 points that you can look at this from. Raja was with no prompting from talent or management or anything, was pretty much just assaulted. If you want to take that kind of a steel man on it, but on the flip, you straight up assault. That's damn near manslaughter or a homicide, however you want to look at it, for trying to give this man a receipt back on a fucking live wrestling show. It's a fucking wrestling show, dude.
Yes.
There was no maybe the fucking suplex to get your receipt after the match,
but 20 shots.
But the match wasn't finished yet, right?
Correct.
I think it pretty much ended when he did that.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
not ended
obviously,
after that,
it was done at that point, and I think
Actually, no,
was
it
that
didn't
Lance
end it
Ar-
because the guy
Archer
pinned the guy
that jumped
after.
in?
No, it was another wrestler.
Sorry,
I forgot his name.
It was a big
Yeah,
dude. It was like a braided mohawk. I thought Lance Archer. I'm sorry, but
but
my
no,
mistake for
technically,
misidentifying. Okay,
yeah,
so
technically, Psycho Stu was pinned by the guy he was wrestling after that.
and they still
So
tried to finish the show. Oh, wow,
yeah,
that's a hell of
yeah,
a show must. You know what? That's my fucking line. If your dude just got physically assaulted and apparently is in a coma for a little bit, you can just go ahead and say, yeah, this guy doesn't need to take a pinfall right now. But
yeah.
yes, Raja, what the absolute fuck to, excuse my language, but like to just almost devastate him and almost kill him and knock him out, teeth, putting him in a damn coma. There was no justification for this, especially mid-match. If you had look, granted, Psycho Stu, without prompting or without conversating with you, should not have done that. Yes, granted. And your receipt would have been justified post-match. You want to give him that very same suplex and accidentally knock his ass out? Go right ahead. But that would have been the line, dude. There would have been 20 some odd hooks, left, right. Like, no, dude.
Yeah.
No.
And see, it's funny you're saying that
fucking murder, dude.
because on the Joe Budden podcast, they were kind of briefly touching up on it, and Joe kind of brought up a good point too. He was like, regardless of whatever sport, whatever this, you still know that there is no sport where you can just savagely beat your opponent that way. Even if you was in a fight, there'll be no way you can round off 20 shots like that and you're in the middle of a UFC fight. I mean, well, MMA fight.
2 or 3 shots in a UFC fight before the ref.
Hell, the slam. I mean, the fact that he was out from the slam.
And the fact that he was out. Yes, you're absolutely right. Like the ref maybe would have seen one shot and been like, okay, no, he's gone. Like, yeah.
All right, Dizzle, what you got on it?
All right, I'm going to unpack this onion.
Layer by layer. It is very much an onion.
Because I got my knee jerk, like, what the fuck reaction.
To an extent, you could defend Raja.
Yes.
To an extent.
Because funny enough, I was gonna kind of do the devil's advocate thing, but you're right, to an extent.
That defense begins and ends when Stu was trying to resolve it.
Mm-hmm.
So, first and foremost, for context, Raja was at the event for AJ Mana. AJ Mana, for those of you who have seen the video, he's the guy that was dressed up like a cowboy.
Okay.
Had everything like that. He was there to watch him wrestle because they're close friends. Raja is not into professional wrestling. This is where my first gripe comes into play, because the responsibility initially is on AJ Mana.
And see, I didn't know this detail about the AJ thing. So okay,
that's a fair point.
Because
a very fair point.
And I'm coming for I'm going to get into the MMA aspect later, but as somebody who has been in indie professional wrestling spaces, when I was brought in to referee a long time ago, I was introduced to everybody backstage, and this is around the first time that I was introduced to the concept of kayfabe. Now, granted, yes, I'm a long-standing professional wrestling fan. However, I was never in that actual space at the time. And when I was brought in, I was introduced to both those concepts, the backstage atmosphere and kayfabe. When you bring somebody in, it is your responsibility to let the people know when you're bringing them into that aspect of that world. It's different on the outside. When you're watching the show and then you're coming face to face with wrestlers in public, Like when they're in their whole gimmick and everything like that. That's a whole, as a fan, that's different. When you are backstage, when the layer is peeled back from them, then the person that brings them in has the responsibility to make sure that they understand what they're bringing them into. AJ Mana did not do that. Now, if he did, then it falls on Raja for not understanding that. But based on what I seen in the video, he didn't understand what was going on. Excuse me. Now, Psycho Stu was a bit inebriated. You can tell in the video that he was. And he was still in character. He didn't know what was going on. So it's two parts of this where Raja didn't understand what was going on. And to an extent, Stu didn't know that Raja was not a part of everything that was going on. All he saw was cameras and the stuff going on for Kick. And then he did what he did.
Mm-hmm.
But even after that mishap and everybody got mad, when they saw Raja get mad, everything got calmed down. Stu tried to shake Raja's hands 3 different times. He apologized profusely 3 different times. Raja was still angry. He said, I'm not like that. That's not, you know, I'm not about that, all this other stuff. I'm paraphrasing, of course.
Yeah.
So him being mad is understandable. Also, for further context, 3 days prior, Raja did get a concussion in training on the same side of the head that the beer can had struck him on. So I understand the anger there. So all of that stuff, again, this is where I said everything as far as you can defend him to an extent, and that ends and begins at that moment, right before the handshake happened, or right before the handshake was introduced into the play. Right. That's about as far as that goes. Now, when they started talking back after, and I never saw the handshake. I've heard that Raja did shake his hand and stuff like that. I never saw the handshake. That could be my ignorance,
or either.
You know. But again, if they did shake hands, cool. But at the same time, from what I kept seeing, Raja was still pissed off. Now, this is where the MMA aspect comes into play. And Scoot, I'm pretty sure if Mike is watching, he can attest to this as well.
Yeah, he'll most likely check it out.
People that have trained in martial arts, MMA, anything in the realm of self-defense. 95%, because I'm gonna give some credence to a good 5% of people that just want to fight just to fight. But a good 95% of people that have trained self-defense, martial arts, so on and so forth, 9 times out of 10, those people don't want to fight. Even if we get mad, there is a thought process that goes in where we're like, okay, we're assessing everything before we even attempt to even strike somebody. Because
it's like, do we have to get to this?
Correct. Because the thing is, you understand the severity of not only what you can do, but what could potentially happen on the other end. So you're not rushing to go and attack somebody. So when I saw this video, the element of Raja being mad and then him still paying attention to, because he was still streaming after all of this, listening to his chat. There was a number of times throughout this whole interaction where they were filming this that he was responding to his chat, and his chat was egging him on. And he was leading into it. And I'm pretty sure that all this was fuel to the fire, because I skipped over the part where AJ and some of the other guys were saying, hey, well, you know, why don't you get your receipt? There's nothing wrong with giving somebody a receipt, but that's not the call for everybody to make, especially for somebody who is not in the professional wrestling space. I understand if it's a wrestler that gives a receipt and they go into business for themselves, that's different. But you're bringing in somebody to then give a receipt, somebody who has not trained in the ring, somebody that does not know cues and when to do XYZ. They didn't talk to him about the receipt. I mean, they talked about the receipt, but they didn't talk to him about the play-by-play of what he should do. They basically just said, hey, you can get your get back, you know, go ahead and give him a good one, so on and so forth. You don't do that. And update AJ Mana was released not only from Knox, but he was also released from his personal job as well.
Damn.
For all of this.
Yeah. I just read AJ Mana's statement. He said his job basically was like, fam, you're almost like an accessory to an attempted murder. We can't have you here.
Yeah,
100%.
Because to get back on the whole self-defense thing and MMA stuff, somebody who was that mad and has not yet cooled down and is still thinking about, yo, I'm about to get you back. That's a problem.
Very much so.
Because you have been trained to not only defend yourself, but in the realm of MMA, you're trained to hurt somebody. So you taking the fact that you felt wrong by getting a concussion and being hit on the same side of the head, then feeling like you were played based on what happened backstage with the, again, sure enough, unwarranted attack on him. But you take those elements and it's completely combustible, because once you do that without anybody understanding fully what's going on, and you allow, because this is the issue that we're having here, is that everything went completely without any type of buffer, barrier, precaution, anything. Nobody outside of the people that talked in that small little handful of people about what, because everything was dysfunctional at this point, because nothing was ran through with like, hey, he's going to get his receipt, he's going to do this, blah blah blah. It was a few people, and everything was play by play up until that match happened. And when it happened, he basically went in, and then that was that. And it took people especially the referee, it took everybody a very long time to kind of snap and be like, oh shit, we need to stop this.
Yeah, because he's actually like hitting him.
Yes. So for anybody that's defending Raja, it once it gets past the handshake, there's no defense. There's no defense. I don't care how you try to paint it, play it, whatever. None of this, on a professional level to a personal level, none of it is defensible. None of it is defendable. Sorry. So now, granted, I've rarely seen anybody defend any of this.
Yeah, I feel like RVD is defending it.
He didn't.
Oh, okay, he did. Oh, okay. I was looking. I heard.
Overall consensus is that he doesn't defend that. I mean, he does go into it, but overall he doesn't.
Okay. But I mean, it was a pretty devastating and violent thing to see, because, you know, whether you seeing it within the context, out of context, it still is a crazy thing to see. Like, and to just, I mean, the slam enough was crazy, but then to see him get off 20 shots, because like you said, nobody knew what was going on. So to get off 20 shots like that, my goodness. But
I'm not an advocate for having people just go straight to jail for stuff. I think people do need help, but this is one of the situations after you unpack this entire thing, especially after the fact, where there was no remorse. Even with Raja, he was still sitting here saying, you know, they're not going to play with me. I was like, bro, now, could there be an imbalance mentally because of the concussion? Possibly. But this is one of the situations where it's like there has to be some consequence. And I get it's not going to be immediate because they have to go through the whole investigation. But
what's Rampage's statement on all this?
He doesn't approve of what his son did.
So at first, Rampage's first statement was kind of like confusion of what was going on, but ultimately it was like, hey, I don't condone what Raja did. Like, you know, though we're not wrestlers and we don't, you know, do wrestling, and, you know, we are fighters, and, you know, somebody could quote unquote get hurt, kind of like what happened here. So ultimately, you know, I mean, like, he's going to be on his son's side, yes, but he's not condoning what his son did.
Yeah, even his whole sentiment was, you know, he has concern for his son, but he said his first and foremost, his only concern at this moment is making sure that that Stu that his health and condition is okay and
Yes.
get better. But even then, again, context when it comes to the career of Raja, Rampage and Raja have made it perfectly clear that Raja didn't want his father's help when it came to MMA. He wanted to make sure that he got it on his own and stuff like that. And so Rampage granted that, and he said, you know what? If that's the case, you're on your own. He's still gonna have a relationship, stuff like that. But when it comes to that, yeah. Now, granted, if Rampage had been the person that was watching out for him and then helping him throughout his career and stuff like that, I believe this could have been very much tamed and not gone the way that it gone, because I'm pretty sure Rampage would have made sure that he did everything the necessary way.
Yes.
Because again, Rampage was in TNA for a stint as well.
Yes, he was.
So he understands somewhat, what does go on professional wrestling wise. But at the same time, I mean, Raj is on an island by himself when it comes. Well, him and AJ, because AJ still has his back.
Yeah,
he's the little bit of.
With that little bit of information you just dropped about Rampage, I mean, for the fans, that Rampage was involved in TNA. I have to say, if Rampage even knew that Raja was going to a wrestling show, is that not some obligation on Rampage to have informed him? Hey,
I mean, well, once again,
get you to they may try and get you for a sell.
No,
I mean, so I'm gonna put this in perspective. Raja is 25. So
he's
him being 25,
yes.
Yeah, I would say Raja's 25. So even if, I mean, he probably is not telling, Pops where he going, this, that, and the third. And then let alone he might have he might have told Rampage, hey, I'm going to a wrestling show. And it might have been just that.
Yeah, there was a when they did do the side by side, as far as because they were both streaming at the same time on respective channels, and Rampage didn't know that Raja was at the event because I guess his chat was letting him know what had happened as far as what happened backstage, and then he had called him while they were both on Kick. And he was making fun of him, saying, hey, what I hear about you getting beat up on by dudes in their underwear and stuff like that. And so it was a whole thing back and forth with him in his chat. So he didn't know until the chat had found out about what had happened on Kick from Raja's stream. So he definitely was unaware.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
First and foremost, of course, thoughts and prayers to the recovery of Psycho Stu, because I mean, regardless, that was still just a very violent and crazy thing to see, especially in this wrestling thing that we love so much. But
and I also I mean, aside from thoughts and prayers, Stu, I mean, you may not watch this, you may watch this, who knows, but hopefully this doesn't stop your escape from, because for those who don't know,
yes, he is a former veteran. Yeah,
he's a former vet. He did this style of professional wrestling because it was an escape for him due to his PTSD and everything like that. So he uses this as an outlet. So I would hope that this doesn't deter you from going back and actually continuing to do something that actually gives you that escape. Hopefully this doesn't put something, heavy on you to where you actually, lose your escape, because I can understand how detrimental that can be.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was a crazy thing, and to just pretty much segue us out of here, it was so it wasn't like announced to the world or something that I didn't see if it was, but Peacock and WWE does agree to a partnership, but the partnership is mainly for Saturday night's main event. So we do know we got a Saturday night's main event happening in December, which that would be Cena's last match. But for it doesn't say how long, but for the upcoming years, In 2026, there will be at least 4 Saturday night's main events, and they're going to be on Peacock instead of Peacock and NBC. And I'm assuming they're going to be on Peacock just in case they run over the 2-hour frame, and we don't have to worry about time getting cut.
Absolutely.
Actually, sorry, November 1st and December 13th. Those 2 Saturday night's main events will be strictly on Peacock and the ones going forward. Also with this partnership, as of now, the WWE Network library will be there until the end of 2025. It doesn't say where it's going, but it will be there. And NXT events will be there through March of 2026. Once again, after March 2026, we don't know where it's going. But it does say Peacock remains home of Encore SmackDown library, and USA Network continues as an exclusive live home of SmackDown on Friday nights. And it doesn't say how long that partnership will be. But also, they say the SmackDown library will remain on Peacock on a 30-day delay. So there you go. But that is the deal that is currently worked out with WWE and Peacock. So for now, until March, we know NXT will still be on Peacock. The WWE Network library will be there for the rest of the year. And we know at least there'll be 4 Saturday night's main events will be on Peacock in 2026 and beyond. So there we go. Once again, WWE, they are just, I mean, I understand the groan and gripes of the fact that they have all of these different partnerships, but damn, you gotta appreciate the fact that they have all these damn partnerships.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have for them.
Yeah,
it just sounds like they're playing it by ear, like what they're gonna do. So
it does. It does. What you got? What you got? Yeah,
I get USA and Peacock and all that are under that same like universal Peacock umbrella. But like, again, can we just get it to where I can only have like, if not one app, like 2, 3 at the most?
Hey, Jaeger, did you watch the Chappelle show? Were you a proponent of the Chappelle show?
Oh,
I know what you thought. I know what
quite the fan of the Chappelle show.
Did you watch the copy machine? I mean the copier place. Segment.
Yeah, you mean pop copy or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, pop copy.
Why?
Hey,
why? Because fuck them. That's why.
That's why. That's why.
You know what? Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
God,
fuck them and their fucking 5, 6, 7, 8 apps.
I mean, yeah. So there we go. Also, Kelly Osbourne. Kelly Osbourne isn't too happy with the WWE, let alone Becky Lynch, from Becky Lynch's comments from Monday night when she said about Ozzy Osbourne. Now, granted, she necessarily didn't say anything negative per se, but she was like, the only thing that comes out of Birmingham, unfortunately, he died a little while ago, and I can see why he left this place for LA, because if I had to live here, I would die too. That's pretty much what she said, and Kelly Osbourne isn't too happy. I mean, Kelly Osbourne was so upset that she accidentally tagged a fan account of Becky Lynch and not Becky Lynch herself. That's just how upset she was. So I could just imagine that fan account waking up like, the fuck I do? But yeah.
I mean, I get it. I get it to an extent because it's still technically kind of fresh.
Yes.
However,
it's wrestling.
Yeah, and
it's wrestling. I mean, because like I said, she didn't necessarily say anything bad about Ozzy. She was more talking about the hometown more than anything.
Yeah,
she was more talking about, and like I said, I think it's just the fact that Ozzy's passing was just 2 months ago, so or a month ago, actually a month ago. So I think so I think the fact that it's just still fresh, but yeah. So and then from what I saw, it could even get to the point to where WWE is even thinking about issuing an apology.
Yeah, I mean they could. I mean,
they thinking about it. Like I said, thinking about it.
Honestly,
you mean it probably won't happen?
No, it probably won't happen.
Give her a personal call, y'all. Now, if you want to do it, now if she wants it publicly, then I can understand that. But I mean,
yeah,
put it on social media. Say apologize, and then
and just call it
on with it. It's a nothing burger. I mean, Raw wasn't even. I
agree.
So
it funny enough to say this was the go home show to Clash in Paris. I agree.
It was the go home.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. It wasn't the most entertaining episode. It wasn't. But what was entertaining? Well, it had entertaining moments. I will say that. Let me not fully hype it up like that, but let's go ahead and do this wonderful weaving thing that we do so well. So Forbidden Door was this past Sunday. It was at the O2, and this one is AEW and New Japan. Yeah, you had CMLL representation, you had a little bit of Stardom representation, but mainly AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. And overall, I'm glad this show happened early, but it was not a bad show. But I'm starting to realize between AEW and WWE, I think I'm starting to realize what's my issue with some of their pay-per-views. And I think a lot of it has to do with the building of their feuds. Because I discussed this on NXT, and I was like, Heat Wave and Great American Bash, both of those shows was billed in like a week or two. This past NXT, they're legitimately giving it a full month to build these storylines going into No Mercy. Like, yeah, we have 2.5 matches already announced for No Mercy. So we're going to get at least 4 weeks of build.
Good.
Other than a few of these matches on Forbidden Door, a lot of these just kind of came about and it was like, yeah, we here now. And it's like, okay, I guess we're here now. But, what were y'all thoughts on Forbidden Door?
I personally only got the clip notes because I didn't watch Forbidden Door, surprisingly.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I do have my reservations as far as outcomes.
Which we will be getting into, and we'll weave it into Dynamite as well.
But that's about as far as it goes for me as far as Forbidden Door goes. I will say this.
Okay.
TK, no disrespect, my friend, but you got you right now are not in a position to talk about attendance numbers and setting records and shit like that when you had me watch Dynamite and see the state that it's in right now for this week. Stop it. You stop.
Well, that's what they got to do. Jaeger, what did you think about Forbidden Door before we start getting into it?
Like Lip, I didn't get to see a whole bunch.
Then for shit. Well, guess what? I got y'all because I sat there and watched it. I got y'all, and not in any particular order, but we did get if the image pops up. The image didn't want to pop up. Dang, that's crazy. They say fuck that. So I guess we'll go to this one if it pops up. All right. IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Zack Sabre Jr. defending against Nigel McGuinness. Pretty much technical spectacle.
Yeah.
A lot of holds traded, a lot of grapples, a lot of submissions, ultimately it led to Sabre Jr. I think it was a roll up. I honestly think he won with the most devastating move in professional wrestling, because I think they were trading like pins and roll ups, and I want to say he beat him with a roll up. And then, you know, they shook hands, hugged it out, everything. Now, it was Daniel Garcia that made it kind of interesting, because it looked like he was going to betray Nigel. But then he ended up kind of hugging it out with Nigel, and it was like, okay, this was kind of weird, but pretty much, like I said, pretty much technical spectacle. I think, I mean, of course, we knew Nigel wasn't going to beat Sabre Jr. because I honestly think Takesha possibly may be the one. Possibly. I mean, he won the G1. So I think they may be saving Takesha, because especially after what happened on Dynamite.
Yeah.
Which we will get to, but I think Takesha may be the one to dethrone Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, he's got options.
And obviously they don't want me to bring up this match, but the match I'm trying to bring up is Cope and Christian taking on Kill Switch and Kip Sabian. Cope and Christian gets the dub. Now, the ending was actually kind of cool. Christian kind of hoisted Sabian in the air, and Cope caught him with a spear. So pretty much that's how it ended. And then let's fast forward to Dynamite last night. FTR was doing FTR things with Stokely. You know, they was trying to get the ref to reverse the decision. Actually, you know what? Before we get there, hold on, because like I said, we need to weave it. We need to weave it perfectly. This match for the AEW Tag Team Championship 3-way, you had the Hurt Syndicate, FTR, and Brodito. At first, they did say this was supposed to be an elimination. It ended up being a regular just 3-way. Midway through the match, some mass assailants started beating up on the Hurt Syndicate. When they took off the mask, it was Ricochet and the Gates of Agony. So they pretty much took them completely out the match. And there was a moment where FTR hit the Shatter Machine. I can't remember on who, but the ref was not in the position, and pretty much FTR somewhat got screwed. But eventually it led to Brody and Bandito hitting their finisher, and your new tag team champions is Brodito. The only reason I'm not happy with that is because where does that leave Buddy Murphy when he comes back?
Wait, is he injured right now?
Yeah, I think his ankle again, or foot or something. Yeah, it was something, I think, with his leg. So that was my only gripe. I'm not mad because I mean they did put them together. It seems like the people are loving them. Yeah, I honestly thought FTR was going to be the champ, since, you know, especially after with Dynamite, it would have made sense. But so now let's fast forward. FTR calls out the ref, and they was like, "Hey, y'all, basically, where's that referee? You tried to fuck on me," you know, type of mentality. And when they was getting violent with the ref, Hope and Christian comes out and have a brawl with FTR. And, you know, Christian still doing Christian things, because he was like, "Hey, I heard you don't have a father, Dax." And he was like, "Cash, I heard about your father too." And then, of course, you know, Cope takes the mic. It was like, no, we're not doing that. And then eventually Cope takes the mic again, and Christian gets on the mic again, and he was like, "At Forbidden Door, we took care of my problem. At All Out, we're going to take care of your problem." So seemingly, Cope and Christian is challenging FTR to a match at All Out. So that's how those two things kind of weave with that situation.
Yeah, you left out the most important part, man.
And which was?
Hit him with it.
See how the crowd was coming down on Stokely.
Hey, I didn't leave nothing out. We are omitting those heinous things they were saying to Big Stoke. Heinous.
Shout out to the crowd.
Shout outs to Big Stoke.
Nah. but yeah, was this the only
Big Stoke
title that changed hands?
5'2".
I think this
Maybe
was the
5'4"?
only title. What, Stokely? Stokely
Yeah.
by 5'2", 5'3".
That's what I said. 5'2" at first.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, he by 5'2", 5'3". Yeah, I think this was the only title that
Big
changed.
5'2".
I want to save that match. Of course, we had, if it pops up, we had Mercedes Moné defending her championship against Persephone, Bozilla, Alex Windsor. This was actually a pretty good match. All four ladies had a pretty good showing, and you can actually kind of tell Mercedes was kind of letting the other three ladies kind of shine, especially Alex Windsor, since she is in the company. First time definitely seeing Bozilla, and yeah, they definitely have her locked down with that power game, but just like typical fashion, Mercedes actually steals the W, and she got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, as somebody with 9 belts should.
Right? And pretty much on Dynamite, she came out and kind of pretty much celebrated. I don't think there's no challenger yet. I wouldn't be surprised if Windsor kind of circles back and be like, "Hey, Mercedes, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
hit me with the one-on-one type of energy." So, we shall see. But like I said, ultimately was not a bad match at all. I feel like they accidentally gave away the finish to this match, because what they talking about Swerve being already injured, and it was like, well, if you telling me Swerve is already injured, then
yeah,
why would they put the belt on the man?
Yeah,
but
ever. Also, it was like his first defense.
No. But Okada took on Swerve for the Unified Championship, and of course, they go by Continental Classic rules. So of course, everybody's banned from ringside. No funny business. So pretty solid match. I mean, ultimately led to a good Rainmaker, or eventually another Rainmaker, and then boom, Okada gets the dub. Now it was after the match. Okada attacked Swerve's knee with the steel steps to pretty much kind of immobilize him. Then they were kind of starting to jump on Nana. They were leaving, and then
anyway.
And then in the corner of the ring, we see the returning Wardlow. He comes back. He starts to savagely beat on Prince Nana, and Wardlow is officially the newest member of Uncle Don's family.
That's goddamn right he is. He's
honestly
about to be a star.
It fucking fits for him too, though.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, because even after with Dynamite, they kind of have him a little bit like you're gonna see him probably attached to Callis, because kind of be Callis's bodyguard a little bit too. While they probably let Archer probably go and do Murder Hawk things, So, but yeah, so Wardlow is back. He's aligned himself with the Don Callis family, and we have Wardlow.
At this point, yeah.
We have Okada.
Yeah.
We have the Murder Hawk monster.
Archer.
We have
Takeshita.
We have Takesha. We have the Proto Star, Josh Alexander, Rocky Romero. Technically Trent Beretta.
Wait, Rocky's on there?
Yeah, Rocky's because Rocky and Trent are a tag team. Like I said, so we got Rocky, Trent. We also have Hechizero, and we have, I think that's it.
All right, so we got 10 if we're including Donnie Boy. That's a lot.
I think that's it.
That's a big fucking faction.
You goddamn right. All under one mastermind of a man.
So before we get to what happened with Okada this past week, let's weave it with this right here, because Kyle Fletcher did defend his TNT championship against the time bomb Hiromu Takahashi. I mean, unfortunately, Hiromu did put up a good fight, but it didn't look like a title change. Fletcher retains. I mean, so the reason why we weaving this all in, because you know it's done Callis family business. There was a little stare down between Okada and Takesha last night, and Takesha kind of is like, "Hey, yo, say fam, I was here first, big dog. I understand who you are. I understand you're, you know, the Rainmaker, Mr. Kazuchika Okada, but hey, I'm Konosuke Takesha. I'm here. I'm the alpha, my G. You know, so
you know what that reminds me of? That scene in Not Another Teen Movie. We're at the house party.
Oh yeah,
the black guy shows up and the other black guy comes in. He's like, "What you doing here, man?" He's like, "Yo, I was here first." He's like, "No, you gotta go."
Like, oh yeah, oh my bad. You got this. All right, appreciate you. That's exactly. You know what? That's exactly how it feels.
That's pretty fucking accurate.
All right, let's kind of put on some tinfoil / booking hats. Does Takesha eventually get the Kenny Omega treatment and get kicked out, and Takesha becomes a babyface? Or you think they kick Okada out and he becomes the babyface?
No, Okada's not getting kicked.
Okada absolutely stays, but I think I don't think that he's going to necessarily get kicked out. I think he's going to grow out of the Don Callis family, and I think there's going to be
Takeshita or Okada?
Takeshita, because I think he's going to end up finding success. Because right now he does seem like he's on his loner path right now, because he's doing a lot of things without heavy influence from the Don Callis family. So what I mean, as
far as I'm concerned, then that whole G1 tournament he did without Uncle Callis. So he either may succeed in gaining the IWGP heavyweight championship, or he may win something on the AEW side. But whatever it is, I feel, again, tinfoil hat, I feel like he's going to take that, realize that he doesn't really get the Don Callis family, and then they're going to start to notice that from that point. And then 9 times out of 10, we're looking at Wardlow demolishing Takeshita. So there's my
electric chairing.
I don't remember when Death Before Dishonor is, but I do know Hechizero is taking on Bandito for the ROH championship. So maybe there may be more gold heading to the Don Callis family. You know,
I honestly wouldn't be mad to see a Don Callis family drift across the land.
Oh, it's tomorrow? Okay, but I knew it was coming up soon. So hey, maybe Hechizero might do it and go ahead and get that belt off of Bandito, so that way Bandito can officially commit to being on, you know, AEW as tag champ. So
true.
We shall see.
Man, I would not mind seeing a Don Callis family like drift in gold across brands.
Oh, I think it's gonna happen
a little bit.
I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad.
All right, gentlemen. As much as I love her and as much as I adore her, I honestly think AEW officially has a Toni Storm problem. Because she retained against Athena, and it was like, oh, okay, we just did this. Cool. Unless they do some weird run it back with Athena and Mercedes in the triple threat or something like that, I can't see who can take this belt off of Toni that's going to look right now. Because, I mean, she already beat Megan Bang. She didn't beat other women. So now it's kind of like the only other woman who hasn't had a shot that could potentially do it, and maybe, unfortunately, it may be under the influence by the Death Riders, is Statlander. but I know she's dealing with the whole triangle madness and everything. But yeah,
hear me out here.
What you got? What you got?
Dr. Britt Baker. I don't know what her status is.
It all depends on it. It all depends
on if she's even freaking active in AEW right now.
So I think what would have to happen with that, they would have to do a temp check with her. They would have to kind of bring her out to see how the crowd is reacting to her, because Timeless Tony is a whole character within itself. So that means you're going to have to bring Britt in as a heel. And if it ain't gelling, then it's not gelling. So that's the only reason why I'm saying Statlander, because with Moxley and the Death Riders are slowly seem like they're trying to corrupt Chris. Maybe after they do this women's
you know what,
blood and guts match they do, maybe they just go to the dark side. I could legit
see Stat taking the belt off Tony with like help of Marina Shafir.
Yeah, I was saying, like I can see it being.
Yeah, I could. No, yeah. You're drawing up a very visible picture.
Yeah,
like
I mean, because you know, Moxley did get her money, get her $100,000 from somebody. We don't know who the hell he got that $100K from, but he did get her money. So
a good amount of money, man.
So you know, maybe Moxley and the Death Riders maybe slowly, and that's the only thing that I can see at this moment, because obviously she beat Mercedes and Mercedes is going off doing her thing. Athena has a championship match against
Mina Shirakawa.
Thank you. Against Mina. So I don't think they're gonna let Mina win. I think they're gonna let Athena officially cross 1,000 days. Because I mean, she's damn near there.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, hey, I hope they let her get it, man. 1,000 days would be amazing.
This is something crazy to complain about, but I'm gonna complain about it anyway.
No, what you got? What you got?
Athena is cursed by success right now.
She's very much so.
And I know the people watching is like that's a crazy statement to make. But because her success in Ring of Honor, because she is the Ring of Honor Women's Champion and she's been that for a hot minute. However, the injustice that has been done to Ring of Honor causes this to be a curse, because you go ahead and you give her the contract. She does get a huge pop in Dallas, granted, you know, hometown, you know, pops and stuff. But it's not like she doesn't belong in the women's main event scene. And if you weren't gonna put the title on Mercedes, then your best bet would have been to put it on Athena, just to give it a look. Because I mean, Tony's not hurting. She's not going to hurt if she loses this title. Like, she's going to be beloved regardless. And just to give a nice little flair into the mix. Now, granted, the success part is also due to her heel work, because she is a good heel as well. That I'm talking about Athena, of course. But it's just like, come on, like. But I also understand that they probably didn't want to put 2 belts on her because of the whole Mercedes thing. So, cursed by success.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as women go, Statlander is the only one that I see.
Sorry, Scoot, my bad.
No. I'm saying no. Who you got?
Unless Tony causes Athena to lose this match.
Ooh.
And then Athena says, "No, fuck it. We
run it back at All Out." That could be interesting.
Because where's All Out? All Out is in
September 24th, 27th. Whenever NXT No Mercy is, that's when I think it's September 27th. Yeah, whenever NXT No Mercy, it's the same time.
And we're back on American soil, right?
Yeah. Hold on, let me look it up. But yeah, I want to say it is. I think it's in Chicago.
So Tony won internationally. Come back.
Oh no, it's in Toronto.
Okay, close enough.
I was about to say, does AEW have a fucking deal to do like at least one show in Chicago a year?
I think so.
So then,
But
yeah,
it is September 20th.
Yeah, give it to Athena in Toronto.
Okay.
Because
I can see that. I can see that.
The whole thing
Should have been in
and Mercedes
fucking
is well,
Texas.
pass.
But
It should have been.
you know,
Oh,
It should have been.
actually, both shows are not competing. AEW is going to be September 20th. No Mercy is going to be September 27th. So they're not competing. Thank God. Thank God. Because trying to watch two shows at once is not fun.
It is not fun.
But I guess we will see what happens. And, let's get to before we make it sure. Yep, let's get to the batch shit crazy match of the night. You had the Death Riders, Gabe Kidd, and the Young Bucks taking on the team of Darby Allin, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, and Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, this match I did see.
What a just chaos and just reckless abandonment. Now, of course, going into this match, we know that Will Ospreay has neck issues, and pretty much he was saying, give or take, whatever happens, he's going to pretty much be gone after this match so he can proper rehab, potentially get surgery. And of course, going into this, I didn't know him and Alex Windsor was a couple going into this match until his segment before. But yeah.
There is one thing about AEW. I mean, we can say a lot of shit. They do a lot of things, good, bad. However, one thing that you cannot say that they don't do well, outside of that one cage match where Chris Jericho fell on the crash pad.
Yeah, that one blood and guts match. Yeah.
AEW knows how to book orchestrated chaos.
Honestly, I think it's this. Well, you can't see my mouse cursor, but I think it's that gentleman front and center of the Death Riders.
Oh, I believe it
too. Because he's damn near involved in all of it.
This is very true. True.
I mean, if you think about all of the chaotic matches, the anarchy in the arenas, the stadium stampedes, and this and the third, most likely, if Moxley wasn't involved in it, is because he was probably champion. But pretty much, Mox has had something to do with him. I'm pretty sure.
I give a small nod to the Bucks and Darby.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the Bucks and Darby as well. Yeah.
But even if he wasn't even directly involved, it's like, we're gonna call in a friend, and then it's Mox.
Right?
No.
Right? I mean, technically they called in a friend, and it was Gabe Kidd. So I mean,
true.
Yeah. So yeah, we're here. So pretty much the good guys win. Of course, there was the sick and twisted moment of the night where Moxley takes a fork to Darby Allin's ear, and it was like, what the fuck is that? Why the fucking what the fuck is
ear, bro? I saw that highlight. I was just like, why?
Now, what was crazy was Darby's segment he did where he ripped the bandage off and took his blood and wrote All Out to him challenging Mox to a match at All Out. And it was like, okay, that's a way to get your point across. But yeah, so the good guys win. I know, right? So the good guys win, but the big moment was the good guys left. And the good guys left Will Ospreay by himself. And the Death Riders was like, hey, shut him out. We gonna fuck the Billy Goat up.
Masterfully done.
I'm so glad you said that.
Like, they fucked the Billy Goat up. Jesus. They just, I mean, poor guy. Now, this is the thing that's funny to me about Ospreay's is Swerve's situation. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm loving what the Young Bucks are doing since they haven't been MVPs. I'm loving this whole, the company is, turning against them because, y'all spent so much money. Justin Roberts is having his fun calling them Rod and Todd, and
they can't even get thumbtacks, bro.
They got gummy bears. But in retrospect, Swerve is going to be gone. Ospreay is going to be gone. They could have lost that match of y'all in.
They absolutely could have. They absolutely
and the Bucks could have kept because the deal was they couldn't challenge for the world championship for a year. They're pretty much going to be gone a year now.
Going to be gone.
Exactly, they're pretty much going to be gone a year. I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong. I enjoy what Max and Jeremy is doing, but
Max and Jeremy.
But in retrospect, they could have kept their EVP status and still been the assholes.
Betting they did a damn like peer study or some shit, or like an audience study to see if the EVPs Matthew and Nicholas were like doing well, and then they were just probably like, all right, let's just kill it. It's not doing right. It's not fun. It could have just also been for their own self-interest. They could have just been like, all right, we're done. Like, we're not having fun with it anymore.
I mean, but then also too, it's not like the Death Riders have ended. Yeah, Mox doesn't have the championship anymore.
That's a very good
but
point.
Shit, the Death Riders are still doing Death Rider things. I mean, hell, Claudio took on Darby.
Good fucking point.
Claudio took on Darby in the last man. Nope. Falls Count Anywhere last night, and I guess Claudio must have watched what Oba did to Javon, and he was like, "Hey, I got you. I can do the same thing too." He proceeded to hoist Darby and just yeeted him on the announce table, and it's like, Darby needs to stop taking these bumps.
Mm-hmm. Said it before.
It's like, Jesus. But Darby does get the W. I forgot what happened afterwards after that, but Darby does get the W. Like I said, Ospreay is
go ahead. With this, man. I'm gonna tell you right now what the fuck is wrong with Darby Allin. And you know what? I understand. I get it. That breakup with Gigi Dolan really fucked him up. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Are you bullshitting? Like you bullshitting?
You know, you lose the taste of the cheeks. You can't have
exactly. That. Why you bullshitting? You may be on to something. But yeah, so that's pretty much kind of how that all played out. And then, of course, since this was technically the main event because it was a lights out match, but your main event for AEW's sake was Hangman defending his championship against MJF. Now we know this match, the belt can change hands by countout, the belt can change hands by disqualification, and MJF does not have to cash in his contract. More on that later. This match pretty much went exactly how I thought it was going to go. Since they didn't necessarily fully, I mean, yes, they linked MJF with Ricochet and the Gates of Agony because of what they did to Mark Briscoe, but you know, the Hurt Syndicate stayed out of it. Yeah, Mark Briscoe did try to come and interfere, but for the most part, this match went where I thought it was going to go. It was going to be times where they was going to try to get countouts. There was going to times be where they were going to try to get somebody disqualified. But pretty much this match went the way I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
What say before we get into the fallout of it?
How good is Hangman and how good is MJF? I mean,
they're fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to figure out something.
Yeah.
When it comes to this whole storyline business, because the integration with the whole Mark Briscoe stuff. I mean, I'm here for it as long as it pays off well. I just don't want it to get into a situation where it doesn't seem like it actually is going anywhere. If it ultimately is just going to go to the whole, okay, well, MJF is going to get the title back, bam, we're done. I would hope that something, of benefit for all parties comes out of this. So
I got it. Hangman drops the belt to MJF and then goes on to win the tag team titles with Mark Briscoe.
Interesting. You
just said you wanted all parties to benefit. That's about the only way I can see it.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. Well, Hangman does retain. And per that, at the press conference, Tony Khan officially said that, hey, starting now, since MJF does have his champion, still has his contract, he doesn't want to be like the other company. So going forward, whoever wins those casino battle royals have to announce within a week's time, so that way they can properly book the match and promote it and
within
this, that, and the third.
Time of the match.
So pretty much MJF, if he wants his title match, it's gonna have to be like the next week, or he could do like what Athena and them did, was like, hey, pay-per-view, you and I. But if you want to do a quote-unquote surprise cash in, it has to be in a week's notice so it can be advertised. So that's pretty much.
Like, they could come on at like 9 o'clock and be like, hey, Hangman, I challenge you next week. And they'll be like, what the fuck?
Yes, pretty much.
It's going to be a simple MJF move. What he's going to do is he's probably going to end up injuring Hangman on a Dynamite and stuff like that, right before.
I was thinking that too, or like it's going to be one of those, or he's going to potentially hire Ricochet and the Gates to probably jump Hangman before, like earlier in the night, type of deal, to where he's like, no, I still want my contractually obligated title match type, Yep,
and nobody can say anything about it
because he's cashing in. So, also pretty much the fallout during the whole Death Riders and all of these things, we did see a slight reunion. No, not the Death Riders. Sorry, the Don Callis family. We did see a slight reunion with Kenny. Wait, what was it? Was it the Death Riders? Or was it? No, it was Don Callis, because Don Callis did make a comment towards Kenny Omega that the last time. So, rewind. Hangman was talking, basically saying he survived. Uncle Don comes out and was like, hey, I got mad people who can take that belt from you. And Rocky, Archer, Josh Alexander, and I want to say Hechizero. Those four came out. And Hangman was like, look, Don, I know how this is going to go, because Don made the comment the last time the world championship was in the Don Callis family, you took it, but you took it from a weakling. And of course, that weakling being Kenny Omega. So of course the four men surround the ring, and Hangman was like, look, I know how this bullshit gonna go. And then blah, he just blasts Rocky. Then he started fighting. Then Kenny O comes out, and we get a little reunion of the old tag team champions, to where they even hit to Lance Archer. They hit the V Trigger. I just forgot the name of his clothesline just that fast.
Buckshot Lariat.
Thank you. Yes, they hit a buckshot V Trigger Lariat.
Buckshot Trigger.
Yeah, thank you. They hit a buckshot trigger. So, they had a slight little reunion Wednesday, taking out the Don Callis family. And of course, MJF, he pretty much said that, hey, I spared you last time, Mark Briscoe. This time, the next time I see you and I'm gonna catch you, I'm gonna really set you on fire this time. And it was like, sir. Sir.
Oh, good heavens.
But that was pretty much Forbidden Door. and the fallout of Forbidden Door at the moment. So there we go. I think it's going to be interesting to see the build because they got about 3 weeks until All Out. So, they got a little bit of time. And so far, the only match that's potentially happening on All Out is Cope and Cage taking on FTR.
Yeah.
Most likely, Moxley and Darby is going to happen. And we got to see what else is going to happen. Pretty much that's what we have right now for All Out. So, yeah.
Yeah, big shout out to who they're trying.
Wait, we say big shout out to who?
Big shout outs to everybody in AEW. I know they're trying.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, look, you've got fantastic talent, and your storylines, it's essentially in a median of like a 60, 68. Like, we need more 90s, 80s like ratings than we need in the 60s. The storylines, like, fantastic talent that know how to work with each other. We just got to get the narratives down and like fine tune that shit.
Yeah.
WWE honestly has you could honestly call it the same problem, but in its own way or in its own unique way.
Yeah, we need to get back to the to the days of the first 2 years of AEW, like the days with Omega and Hangman storytelling aspects. That's the type of stuff I'm looking for. But hey,
bro, that shit lasted for. Well, it's because back then they only had like 4 pay-per-views to set up too.
I mean, but even then, like their weekly television stories were still good to an extent, as far as like with aspects of certain rivalries. But it's just
that's what I mean. It's like their weekly television shows were fantastic, or like good because they had a longer time to build up to a climax.
Yeah. Well, they ain't got no excuse now. They got too big of a fucking roster.
Too big.
Absolutely. You could be rotating storylines between your fucking shows. And that's a fucking shot at both brands. But
I agree.
Why do we have to like streamline and force somebody down like the fandom's throat until we're just like, yep, that's the household name now. Roman Reigns, John Cena, Dwayne Johnson, I guess now Rhea Ripley. Like, we don't need to do that. We can stop. We can give other people a shine when you feel like you've established shine for the person you're pushing.
Well, they're not even only that too. It also becomes you're not gonna know who's gonna be a star unless you send them on out there too.
Absolutely.
Because look at what's happening with the women's division in AEW. You currently have 10 women tied into one storyline.
Yep.
Which is going to lead to blood and guts most likely, but you still have 10 women tied to that storyline. Then you got Mercedes running roughshod over everybody. So now it's like, who's ultimately going to be the woman to dethrone Mercedes? Just like who's ultimately going to be the woman that's going to dethrone Tony? And it's like nobody's looking like viable candidates for none of this.
Yeah. They need to start taking a page out of old school SmackDown. When with Paul Heyman and the SmackDown 6, they need to start taking pages out of that shit, because that whole blueprint makes so much sense in today's professional wrestling storylines, where you can just take that same template and use it across every single promotion to make sure you understand whoever you have in that spectrum as far as who's up next. If somebody's out, this person's in, and just rotate the way you need to fucking rotate. I don't understand, especially with Tony, and I think that I'm gonna save that to get it off my chest. That's my get it off my chest.
Okay.
Right there.
Well, before we get there, apparently, I haven't listened to the interview, but apparently Jake Hager has some very negative things to say about his time in AEW. So
Oh yeah.
there's that.
Yeah.
Seemingly WWE is now adding back Chris Jericho matches to their YouTubes and things like that, because it's rumored that Mr. Jericho is on his way out and possibly heading back to the E. So
I didn't realize they removed his matches.
I was about to.
it wasn't so much they removed them; it was so much of now they're putting you in your face, like, "Hey, check out this classic match that had Chris Jericho in it," type of thing.
Yeah, like adding it to the algorithm essentially.
Yeah. They're adding it to the algorithm. There you go. But yeah, yours and ours favorite part of the show. You can get it off your chest, and he's been gone ever since he lost. Ever since he lost his ROH championship, he hasn't been on since. No,
that's what I'm trying to say.
No, he was on. Yeah, he was on the week after that. Fozzie's been on tour, and he just hasn't been there since.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, let's go ahead and get it to this whole get it off your chest. And Mr. Diesley already basically told y'all he had something to get off.
All right, TK, as a fan of professional wrestling, sir. Now, see, earlier I said no disrespect to you, but all disrespect on this one. I understand that you want to highlight the indie darlings, and that's perfectly fine. I think you should. However, disregarding the fundamentals, as much as you may hate WWE and what they're doing, I would agree with you on everything that they're doing too. I think it's wrong. But that doesn't mean that you can't take and then learn from said mistakes and successes of WWE and apply that to where you need to apply it on AEW television. This is not the reason that attendance has completely fallen through the fucking floor. Just for the record, it's because sometimes the shit's unwatchable. WWE has unwatchable television too, but they're a fucking machine. They are going to continue to make money regardless. You have your money and you have your deals, but you don't have a machine like WWE. They've gone through the ebbs and flows of success, failure, anything and everything in between. I don't give a shit if you need to copy and paste storylines and shit from other promotions or whatever and just apply it to the roster. Do whatever the fuck you got to do to make AEW watchable throughout. Because I want you to succeed, because WWE needs some fucking competition, because they buying all the competition right now.
Yeah,
do what you got to do. Because we need to get back to when we were praising AEW more than we did WWE on this fucking channel. Just fix it. Again, fix it. That's it.
Jaeger, you got anything?
I would only have supporting remarks for that point. If you have to run a fucking program or like trying to see who can write a show better between your in-house writers or fucking Chat GPT, I really need y'all to fucking figure some shit out. Like, you can look, AEW has stars of the old or younger millennial or Gen Z and younger people. Like, they have internet stars, they have people that are like meme worthy, they have people that are more deep cut to wrestling. And the problem is there's a very fucking low base for that. WWE is a fucking household name. It is known through like it doesn't fucking matter. Somebody, it doesn't mean like I could talk to a fucking like kid at like my next family gathering, and they say, like, I ask them, hey, do you know who like The Rock is? Or do you know who Roman Reigns is? Seth Rollins. Like, and it fucking turns my stomach to say it. Fucking Jake Paul. Or Logan Paul, sorry.
Like, they are a WWE employee that is fucking known. The base for WWE is at a solid, maintainable, profitable level for them. AEW does not have that establishment. And you gotta figure it out, man. Like, if you like Lip just said, if you have to run some old storylines back with just like copying the notes but rewriting them in your own way, aka putting your stars in there, hell, even improving on old storylines, fucking have at it. Because I'm pretty damn sure wrestling storylines aren't freaking like copyrighted, trademarked, none of that. Yeah, so have fucking at it. I would love to see a Rock and Stone Cold retold. And shit, I would have loved to see that like with Okada and Kenny Omega. You could easily have Kenny Omega be the Stone Cold with Kota Ibushi being. God damn it! I'm sorry, that's fucked up. But the Golden Lovers are a fantastic duo. Anyways, yeah, like I said, I only got nothing but support for Lip's point.
This is gonna be pretty simple. Get it off your chest for me. Lancelot Storm. Yep, I said Lancelot Storm.
What the
Lancelot?
Lancelot, you know, Lancelot.
I mean, what else Lancelot of House Archer.
Yeah. Lancelot Storm. Let Mercedes be great. I understand, yeah, she walking around with 9 championships. Just let her be great. Just let it be.
Yo.
Let it be. I understand it may look wild, but sometimes you got to just turn your brain off and just let stuff be. So just let her have these championships, whether they're from companies we know or don't know. Just let it be. Let it be.
It's okay to have belt envy. Just admit you have belt envy, though.
So just, you know what I'm saying? Just let it be, Lancelot. Just let it be. Just let
Lancelot. Lancethan.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Lancethan. Just let it be. All right, Mr. Dizzle. Go ahead and sign us out, good sir.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is, people. Whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it, thumbs up, thumbs down. Leave all your comments, questions, concerns down below. Make sure that you tag that subscribe button, tag the notification bell, tag that like button. Make sure that you're getting updated on everything that we dropping and uploading to and for you. Of course, we have another tag tier list on the way. We got a few on the way, but we also have other things in the pipeline as well. So keep a lookout for each and every one of those. And of course, to everybody as well as my bros, we're gonna go ahead and warm up that Too Sweet for you with a good old bada 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 bio.
So sweet, so sweet.
And of course, people, you know what it is. Until you see these handsome faces and hear these immaculate voices, bid you all adieu. And until next time, you beautiful, 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 beautiful mother effers. Tag the fucketh. Ow.
Dollars make a way to make a change. Gotta be insane to make them same mistakes again. So I'm switching lane to lane. Pray the curb don't